Good morning. It's 3:05 a.m. I was actually up on the National Liberty Alliance call last night till after midnight and got maybe an hour's sleep, and then I could not fall back to sleep. So I went to the gym and exercised for a little less than an hour. And then here I am at the computer doing my video, and hopefully we'll get back to sleep after I finish everything here, which will take about an hour for processing and everything. If everything goes basically pretty good. Anyway, the title for today's video is pretty much a follow-up from yesterday's. It's who is responsible for the crimes against humanity? Those of us who are doing our best to pay attention to what is happening in the world we live, are aware that something is greatly amiss. It would seem, at least to those of us attempting to assert our natural rights and not be treated as slaves, that the world is run by the most morally depraved people, demon-possessed, on the planet. I'm told that 1% of the world's people own 99% of the monetary wealth, and less than 100 people own 50%. Because of the ignorance and complacency of the masses, those who crave power over others have superimposed themselves into many positions of authority. They seem to enjoy causing pain by creating fear and threatening the peace of those waking up. It's not just me. I have seen and still see many friends in this situation. Frankly, though I keep up the fight as best I can, I'm tired and frustrated by those who don't seem to even care. In a sense, it is these complacent individuals who are truly responsible. For indeed, the psychopaths would not be able to get away with their crimes if a sizable majority would simply rise up and shout, as I said in yesterday's video, no more. Yesterday was a tough day for me. I had worked in the morning on creating a document for the court in response to the paperwork that I received on Friday evening. And I had it all done, and I sent it to my attorney friend in South Florida, and didn't hear from her. Finally, I call in the late afternoon, actually, I guess it was. And anyway, she and I ended up talking, and she's going to redo the paper because I put too many sharp edges on. When I write something, I'm blunt and to the point, and I'm not nice. I don't try to be nice. But anyway, she's going to put it in more acceptable language so that it will be read and understood. But again, the paperwork that was sent doesn't appear to be legitimate, even to her, and she's an attorney. And she says something's wrong with this. Something doesn't seem right. So she's going to be calling the sheriff and the judge that's been handling my case. This isn't the judge that sent the paper, by the way. It's a totally different individual. But anyway, who is responsible for the crimes against humanity? I mean, I could say God is responsible, and ultimately, it is up, from my perspective, it is up to God to do something. Otherwise, nothing will ever change, and otherwise, the world will be destroyed again, and a creation will have to start all over because this one will be defunct. It will go into the self-destruct mode run by these psychopaths that only want power. And if I can't have my toy, you're not going to have it either. I'm going to break it. That's the attitude of the psychopath. But who's responsible for this? Who has the power to actually do something if we would wake up? And that's the key, if we would wake up. But we're not awake. We're lulled to sleep. And as I said in the blurb, if people would simply wake up and say no more, we could stop it. They can only get away with it because we have bought their bill of goods, and we think that their monetary system is the only way it's going to be. I watched another program last night before the National Liberty Alliance program, and well, I can't even remember what it was called now, but another show, and it seems to just go along with the status quo. And yes, they're trying to make changes, but they're working within the existing structure of the way the government is, and that has to go. That is not a common law government. It is an illegitimate government. People that hold positions of power are not bonded. They are acting unlawfully according to the Constitution and according to the Magna Carta, which goes back 800 years. What was yesterday, the 800th anniversary? Or somebody said something about they did something. Oh, I guess it was in June. It was on one of the Supreme Court judges issued a thing. It was on the 800th anniversary of the signing of the Magna Carta. But the people's rights go back a long time. I mean, we're talking 8 centuries, right? That we were guaranteed certain rights, of course, in the English-speaking world. This was the case, including the United States. And the Constitution and documents that preceded the Constitution, and especially the Bill of Rights, these things were guaranteeing what was already guaranteed in the Magna Carta and what should be common sense to everybody that's not a psychopath. But we've got these people that have spread this malicious spiritual dogma of what you resist persists, and they carry that over into the political arena, which is an absolute anathema. It's crazy. It's insanity to carry it into the political arena. Because if you don't stand up for your rights, you don't have them. It's as plain and simple as that. You only have what you claim. And if you don't claim it, you don't have it. That's the way it is with consciousness. And these people are thinking that they're conscious beings. They're not conscious beings if they're not aware of the world that they're living in. If they try to live in some never land that's going to come in the future, or if they try to escape into the recesses of their own mind and call that peace, because they can meditate and find a place of peace in their lives that doesn't have anything to do with the world around them. It only has to do with the illusion that they're telling themselves that I'm at peace, I'm at peace, I'm at peace. It's really these people that claim to be spiritual, that are responsible for the crimes against humanity. It's these people that allow themselves to buy into the distortion of truth. Now, I'm going to say something about what you resist persists, because in a spiritual sense, say you are doing things that are simply not in line with true character, with an honest character. And you don't want to repent. You don't want to come home. There, what you resist will persist. The voice of God will keep speaking until you come home. Now, the psychopaths seem to be able to drown out that voice as if it doesn't exist. It's very hard for the psychopaths to wake up because they're predisposed to blotting out everything that doesn't fit their agenda. And that's not the norm for all people, but it does seem to be the norm for the psychopathic element in our culture. But it's up to the people that are not psychopaths, that actually are loving people at heart, that actually want to do the right thing. It's up to us to change the world. And God will, I believe, align himself with our intention if we intend to make a world that works for everybody. But if we just are complacent and allowing whatever is, and seeing that as, well, it must be God's will because that's what it is, this situation will continue unabated, perhaps forever, till we destroy the planet again. That's why I keep insisting and keep calling out for people to wake up. No more. Please, folks, consider what I'm saying. And thank you for listening.